Do you want me to pull it up? Blah blah blah. Get me a break. Yes. Come on. Get me a break. You wrote the white player.
I just temporarily muted them. I'm not sure if they meant to be on voice chat, but I see these questions here now. Okay. So first one, we know that GERO token will be listed on dexes. Can you guys disclose in which ones, or the number of them? MintSwap Sunday and Wing Riders. So what we have planned now is Sunday swap. So immediately there will be liquidity on Sunday swap. There are discussions of yield farming on Sunday swap. That looks like that's going to happen, but of course wait until it's official and there's an official announcement. Plus MintSwap. So we will be putting liquidity on MintSwap, and we will be putting a proposal out for yield farming on MintSwap as well. So if that passes, then we will have a yield farm on MintSwap. The third DEX we're looking at is Muesli Swap for adding liquidity. And we're also considering Meow Swap since they have been so nice to us. And Wing Riders is not one that we've considered yet. I mean, long term, we want to be on all of the major dexes, but it's going to be more of a gradual thing. So, what you can expect is Sunday Swap right off the bat, and then Mint Swap, and then Muesli Swap to get started. Hopefully, that answers your question. Also, with any of these questions that I answer, feel free to follow up in the chat and just be like, "Hey, you didn't answer my question properly," or something like that. And if sorry if you can mute your mic, there was some feedback. All right, second one.
Huh? Okay, thank you.
So Adrian's typing. He's going to tell me I didn't answer his question. Okay, so second one. I was wondering if the team has plans of some sort of marketing effort or campaign with the token listing, like some sort of promotion. I think the yield farming program. I think okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah. When the bridge is launched and everything like that. Sorry, I'm gonna mute you, Urban. Okay. Yeah. So when the bridge launches, when Carstarter plans to announce it, of course we will be doing a marketing effort for sure. Yeah, it's not just going to be like an announcement. And let's see, what else did you have here? Yeah, I mean, we have partners and we'll have cross collaboration and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a big deal. Let's see. Third question. When are we going to see utility for the GERO token? Yeah, that's a great question. Since more of its utility comes from staking to get shares and the premium tier. Yeah. Perfect. So one of the main things for the utility of the GERO token is the smart contracts. And so they have been audited by Twig. They came back and there was some suggestions for improvements. There was no vulnerabilities found, just some improvements. And then actually what we have planned for NFT staking, what we've done is we've actually gone back to M Labs and said, hey, we want to add these things as well. So it's kind of going back. A time. I think the nearest utility will probably be with the NFT staking. So let's say 2 or 3 months at least to build that and put it out. and there'll be more information on that. But as far as NFT staking goes, we have gotten the green light from legal, so that sort of thing is going to happen. I don't think I've shared that with anyone yet. We'll probably wait to do like an official announcement, but it's okay to share that info now. So we're really excited for that. It's just going to take some time to build it.
More Apple Watches. Roblox.
What was that? I'm gonna mute Archer here too. I don't know if he's Archer. You talking to me? Okay. Maybe he muted himself. All right. So third question here. What, oh wait, I just answered that. Okay. So, and the last question: how is the development going with iOS and Android apps and other AMAs? You guys said, yeah. You guys waiting for the bridge? Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Thank you for muting. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. The main priority is the bridge, of course. MLabs and CardStarter are handling that, and actually, Chris right now is in a meeting with discussing the bridge right now, setting it up on AWS servers. But it's not our bridge, so we really don't have control over when it's going to launch. So I did mention before that I could very likely see it launching at the end of March. And I believe that. So it's really unfortunate that that didn't happen. So I'm really not looking to mislead anyone or anything like that. So, but with the bridge, and especially with seeing the Axie Infinity bridge exploit and stuff like that, we want to take things very carefully. And so when M Labs clears it, CardStarter will announce things, and so it's out of our control. But I'm just trying to be as transparent and informative as possible when people ask. So, but priority is the bridge, of course, but the mobile app development is happening simultaneously. So what we've done, actually, we could have launched the mobile apps a long time ago. So we were kind of going to, so I'm not a developer, but what we were kind of going to do is use the code for the extension and and essentially transfer it over to mobile, and then we can launch that and be very quick. But we discussed internally, and we decided we're going to do this from the ground up. We're going to do this correctly. We want to make sure we launch it without any issues, and also, we are going to be adding some awesome utility that doesn't exist for any mobile wallet out there right now. And so that's taking a little bit of time to build. I think, let's see, it's definitely the mobile apps won't be out in April, as we need time to make sure everything's good. We aren't going to put this out until we feel 100% confident that this is an awesome app. We want to have the best mobile app out there. There's some other mobile apps out there, and they just don't. I think that they leave a lot to want, I guess. Uh, and so we don't want to do that. And so the extra utility that we want to add to the mobile apps, we want to make sure that's perfect as well. And that utility is something that we have announced, but we haven't announced for mobile, and I think everybody will think it's really cool. So closer to the apps being released, we'll probably tease more of that. Um, let's see, what else? Is there anything else I can answer there with you? Yeah, let me know if I missed anything, but I hopefully answered you correctly. Will you consider the use case for existing ERC token for continued trading on ETH and additional trading on Melcomeda? Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So one thing that we originally considered was just taking the token completely off of Ethereum, and moving all of the liquidity. But yeah, now with Melcomeda, I think we're going to be leaving it on Ethereum for a little bit. Maybe doing something similar to kind of what World Mobile Token has done. So we won't remove it completely off Ethereum, and we will revisit it later, maybe in a few months or something like that, to see if it's time to pull it off. Basically, when we also want to give everybody enough time to bridge the token, and we can answer everybody's questions, make sure they feel comfortable doing it, that sort of thing. Okay. Hoping for some support from CDA. Not sure what that is. Oh, yeah. Oh, with marketing efforts? Yeah, of course. Damon from C3 runs a lot of the marketing for CDA, so I can definitely chat with him. So when we bridge to CNT, we should expect apps happening really quickly afterwards. Yeah, so the bridge, we expect it to happen this month. A lot of it, I mean, a lot of the bridging stuff is already cleared, and it's working and everything like that. So yeah, you should expect that very soon. Apps, I would like to see them in May, but we're going to be taking as much time as it's necessary to do it the right way. There's a few other applications that have kind of rushed because maybe from demand or maybe even internally. I would love to get these apps out. I'm really excited for them, but I want to make sure to do it correctly. But there's teams that kind of rush things. I guess what comes to mind is kind of like the ADEX decks, and I think it's less about meeting the deadline and more so about putting something out that is uh, let's see, very usable, very presentable, that sort of thing. So we want to make sure that we do that. Okay, cool. I think I've. Oh, here we go. What are the timeline? What's the timeline for things to roll out? Roll once bridged. Okay, so single side staking. Yeah. Swapping and wallet partnership project features. Yeah. So answered that a little bit for the staking. Um, smart contracts will have to be completed, and then we have to build the UI. I will have a better answer probably next month or even the month after. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to go out. Honestly, I think sometime this summer would be a fair range right now, but of course everything
Either that or you
everybody
can get into a whole conversation with Casina about how to fix it.
everyone everything gets delayed, but we're trying our best to be as transparent and upfront about timelines and accurate as possible. Swapping and wallet. That's a great question. I'm not sure if I'm ready to answer that, but we have some exciting work happening, and I'm looking forward to announcing that soon. That's what I'll say about that.
Thank you.
Partnership project features. Yeah. So one thing that we're going to be putting together is that dashboard. Basically, it's going to be like a finance hub.
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
and yeah, I'm very excited for that. I think the first thing we're going to put out is basically an
doing?
extended version of the wallet.
Wants my dick.
So you're going to be able to see like the functionality of the wallet
okay.
now. You'll be able to use that. Very likely swapping will be one of the first things. And then the NFT staking. So it's going to take a little bit of time to build this dashboard, and I believe the NFT staking platform should be coming out about the same time. So that's what I would expect to see. That's what we have planned to put out first, and then a lot of our partners are putting out these their protocols and their projects more towards after June. I think they're waiting for the hard fork. It's going to be later in the year that some of these things come out. One thing I'm excited for with integration is Liquid, Indigo. So when these things are launched, we're going to be able to put out a lot more of those partnership features into the dashboard. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question there. Full screen view. Yeah. So basically extended view of the wallet. The dashboard will double as like an extended view, as well as let's see, essentially, just a dashboard for people to complete all of their goals. They won't have to navigate across all of these other websites and endpoints. You can do it all within the GeroWallet dashboard. Okay, so you mentioned that VC sold and that in your opinion they would regret it. I I didn't say that they would regret it. I was careful about that. But essentially, yeah, I said the same thing. They would probably wish that they didn't. If you would, yeah, I'm sure they didn't. They won't necessarily regret it because I think they made profit. But if you would like to talk about it, Hopium is also appreciated entire times. Well, I mean, we have a very bright feature. The use cases aren't even technically out yet. Um, and the VCs have sold. It's like I guess they just wanted to get their profit. I mean, honestly, I'm not very happy with our experience with the VCs. I'm looking forward to May, and once May happens, that sell pressure is gone. So I can't give financial advice, and who knows what's going to happen. We've hit a lot of negative events in the world. I mean, right after we launched the token, there was that FUD with China. Well, I think a lot of it originated maybe from from China or Asia, where they were supposedly actors that were trying to suppress the price of Bitcoin and kind of force people out of their holdings. I'm not. I have no idea how much of that is true, but basically, I think a lot of people got scared, and the um, prices of everything. Sorry if you're coming through with some background noise. I'm just gonna mute you quickly. Feel free to unmute if you want to chat. Um, but yeah, we hit that, and then of course there's been some instability with Bitcoin and stuff like that, and whenever that happens, the alts will crash, and then there's the war. So and the VCs have sold. So it's no surprise to see the token price where it's at, considering all of the events, and it is unfortunate. I wish it would be better. Um, I can't guarantee anything in the future as far as like pricing will be better. I can't say anything on that because of like SEC regulations and stuff like that. But we're going to be doing everything possible to I'm not even sure if I can say anything about that. But we're working really very very hard, and we have a strong vision, and we're going to keep working towards that vision. So if you believe in us, um, uh, we're here to stay around. So we're gonna keep chugging along. Let's see. Hopefully that kind of answered your question. Should we expect GeroWallet extension for Firefox? Yeah, I think one of our one of our one part of our vision is to be completely accessible. And I think part of that is browsers. So yeah, we would like to have it on Firefox. There isn't a lot of demand for it, so I think it's just a little bit of a lower priority. But I mean, end goal, yes, of course, we will support Firefox. Yeah, politics are constantly fighting crypto. Yep, and unfortunately, the alts, this really small caps like us get brutally um, hit with that. But I mean, we are focused on the functionality and putting out the product. So we're gonna keep doing that. The other thing I should note is that the holders. So we still have the same number of holders. I think we've lost like 1% from the peak, and so that kind of says something to me that people are kind of holding on. Maybe they've sold a large amount of their holdings for whatever reason, but they still have some of it. So that to me says that they're still interested in us, and they're kind of just waiting for us to put out maybe utilities, maybe waiting for the market to look a lot better, that sort of thing. But also that's not financial advice either. But it's just something, I think it's just a data point to keep in mind that we still have basically the same number of holders. All right. Any other questions? Thanks, Manny. Appreciate not selling. You're free to do anything you want to, of course. So if you feel like you want to buy or sell, that's up to you. Anybody that wants to ask a question, you can also use your voice if you prefer that. That's fine. Hey, Ditosh. Yeah, wow. Welcome from Ukraine. Yeah, it's great to have you here. I hope everything's okay for you. What do you guys think about trying to get an interview with a big YouTuber after mobile apps launch? Yeah, that's an amazing idea. That is on the agenda. Yeah, we need to do that essentially. So we're looking for that. We'd like to do something like Cardano with Paul.
I'm gonna see. Oh, let me turn my volume down and try to ask a question.
We'll get a big one. So, it's cool to have a Thank you. Glad to have you here. like to offer you my help for Discord management backend. If you have some time for chat and are interested in it, yeah. I mean, we have an ambassador program. They've helped a lot with building up the Discord. If you're interested in that, I would say actually talk to SFS in the Discord here, SFS 182. He can better. He's kind of managing that, so he can better help you. Manny, go ahead with your voice.
Hey, I did the fridge video today, and I had a person ask me about compatibility with Ethereum wallets. Is it strictly MetaMask, or will they be able to use like Trust or Coinbase wallet?
Sure, we only support MetaMask for that, but that it's not us. Questions like that will actually be better directed to card starters. So they are the ones running the bridge. They own the bridge, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to do my best to kind of inform people ahead of time, but part of that also makes us look kind of like we are the ones running the bridge, which is not the case. But I do know that the decision is only to support MetaMask, just to keep things simple.
Okay.
At least from the beginning. Some words about what comes to mind when thinking about improving visibility for the projects. Yeah, so we've actually already made a lot of progress there, actually. So one thing that we've been doing is reaching out to stake pool operators and seeing how we can consolidate. What's it called? Basically, include their stake pool operations into our wallet. So one thing that we're going to be doing is having them as suggested stake pools in the wallet, and then vice versa. They're going to be doing a lot of help with like marketing and just like word of mouth and stuff like that. So that's one way that we're doing it. We're also getting a lot more involved with Twitter, and we're like the core of Cardano, and we've actually been doing a lot of progress. I think it may be difficult to see it on the outside, but it's a long process. It's a lot of relationship building and networking, and to me, um, we are making progress there. And so if we're making good progress there, I see it as being very positive. So just a matter of time as a for it to compound, that sort of thing. What else about visibility? Well, the other thing that we have in mind is a referral program. So we will be doing kind of a referral thing for Discord at minimum, at least to just build out the Discord, and then eventually we'll be adding that to the wallet as well. So we think that'll have kind of a viral effect for improving visibility of the project. And there's other things as well. I guess I want to say we're actively working towards that piece of the pie. It's always about marketing and visibility and stuff like that. I think it's a little bit harder to see. I guess it's easy to look at other projects and maybe they do like some big thing. I mean, like Claymates and Snoop Dogg and stuff like that. That's massive. But unfortunately, we're just not in the same position to be able to kind of afford that sort of marketing. Um, but you know, maybe we aren't as transparent as we should be about what we're doing marketing wise and what we're thinking and how hard we are actually working on that. But that is something that's very important to us. I think it's a little bit more difficult for us. You know, we are constantly assessing what's going on the internet, and when people come in and they say, "Hey, what wallet should I be using?" That sort of thing. It's always Nami Eternal. We kind of get overlooked, and so we've identified that, and we've been making strong efforts to kind of tackle that. And I believe we've been making some progress, and it's just about compounding that, keep working on that. So one I mean, another thing we tried to do is the ambassador program. So we need help from the community. As much as hard as we could try to do to change things and get people um, to recommend us as a wallet, we can't do it alone. So we need everyone from the community. And yeah, I mean, I see you're a big help. So I really appreciate the videos you're putting out and all of the comms. So we do greatly appreciate that. We do see it for sure. One thing that we notice is that people just don't try the wallet. but the ones that do try the wallet seem to be pretty happy with it and have positive things to say about it. So something we've identified is like, how do we get people to try out the wallet? At least try it out. If they don't like it after that, we'll find that that's fair enough. But we feel like we have a pretty solid wallet now, and it's exponentially getting better. So we're exponentially. I mean, we're working really hard to fix these bugs and make things better, improve quality of life things. I'm really excited for the next update that's coming out because we're solving a lot of bugs. First of all, and then also the some of the UX shortcomings. So like viewing assets, NFTs, and history. It's a little bit. There's not a whole lot on the screen, so we're adding a new scrolling feature where you can see it in full, that sort of thing. So that's exciting. Also, things like pending transactions, congestion on the network, that sort of thing. A few UX and um, quality of life things. And so when people try out the wallet, they go, "Oh, actually, this is a better wallet. I'm excited about it." Um, so it's about getting exposure and getting people to at least try out the wallet. I don't even think people try out the wallet is the problem. Um, People automatically are told Nami, or they go to the Google Chrome store and they go, "Oh, Nami has 200,000 downloads. It must be the better wallet." But we're gonna have to work hard to change that. And I probably rambled quite a bit there. Okay. Damn, I just read just read my sentence again, and I'm sounding like a casual bot trying to promote his service. What did I miss here? Oh, okay, yeah, I did kind of catch that a little bit. I wondered, oh, is this a spammer for a second? But no, I think it sounds real. So, SFS kind of runs things. So with that, so feel free to reach out, and we would love to get some help there. Okay, for example, I often see that GeroWallet has been integrated with X project, but not from Gero Twitter. Announcements from Twitter account as Cody does. Um, Actually, I mean, I think we do a great job with the Twitter and announcing integrations, but there is a challenge. So some of these other projects, they kind of do things and they don't tell us. uh, One thing was like Wing Riders, like they didn't really put out an official announcement. We tried to sync up well, like our marketing team tries to sync up well with other projects so we can make a larger bang for the buck. It's difficult. Uh, the other projects aren't necessarily on the same page, unfortunately, and honestly, our experiences with a lot of projects is they kind of overlook us. But I mean, we're gonna remember that, and I feel like the tables are gonna turn later, so we'll be sure to remember that. No grudges or anything, but just something to keep in mind that the partners that have treated us like partners, and the others that maybe just weren't able to prioritize as much as we would like them to. But yeah, big help from the community. I agree. I think like yeah, it's that's one thing that a lot of other projects have. I notice is that big community. For example, like when people ask, "Hey, what wallet should I use?" It's always Nami, 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 or and Eternal. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Um, there's a big NFT community, and I think Alessandro did a good job of meeting the needs of the NFT community with Nami early. So it does make sense. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything here. iOS, yeah. The mobile apps will help a lot. So we'll also have a unique feature within those mobile apps. One thing I do know is that Eternal is going to be coming out with mobile apps. Flint's going to be coming out. Well, Eternal already does, but I think they're coming out with that DApp functionality soon. And one thing, we're going to have kind of like a DApp functionality in the wallet, but we'll talk about that later. Let me see here. Having it only on Chrome is one main point why people don't try the wallet, in my opinion. MetaMask and URA, most used ones that are both on Firefox. Yep. Based on our research, though, there isn't a lot of demand for Firefox for GeroWallet. When we're much larger, that is going to be more by priority. Um, I would say a large majority use Chrome browsers, but it's not something that we don't want to do. We do want to support Firefox. It's just about prioritization, and it's just a little bit lower than the other things we have right now. So if we do the Firefox browser and we put that out, uh, and that means something else gets put further down the line is awesome. Will off-ramp services be available within GeroWallet? Yeah, that's a good question. So that's going to be with working with MoonPay, and so we aren't necessarily going to be the ones doing that. So we're really waiting for them to be able to support it. It's kind of similar to like the Ledger hardware wallet stuff. It's like we want it, but they need to be able to put out an update to support it. Um, but we're looking at other options as well. We're going to be talking to Cody here soon about AdaPay. And there's also other fiat on and off ramps that we can consider. It's just that MoonPay is the only ones that actually, I shouldn't say the only ones, but they really do care about Cardano right now. So I'm looking forward to when they will put out off ramps. All right, so what else here? I've talked to other CMs from other projects, and they don't know why they have a token start. I'm assuming that's for us. Yeah, that's one thing. Like we met with Liquid a while back, and DC. That's one thing. He's like, why do you guys have a token? And yeah, I think it's hard for people to understand. Well, it's not hard, but it's not obvious for people to understand why a wallet has a token. It's kind of like they may jump to the conclusion that like, oh, it's a money grab or something like that, or a wallet doesn't need a token. But it's about governance. If you're going to be a part of DeFi, you need some sort of aspect of governance. We need something to be able to give discounts on transactions. So yeah, it may not make sense to them now, but like I explained it to DC, and then he's like, oh, okay, like it made sense. So yeah, I think it's about education and getting more of the information about the utility out there. Yeah, I think one reason why it may not be out there is just because we don't have the utility yet, and maybe it doesn't make sense to bombard or educate about a token um, that doesn't have the utility yet. I am not someone that wants to announce an announcement or try to get people hyped up about something that's going to happen months later, that sort of thing. Charles had his AMA right before us and mentioned having more project shoutouts and interviews. That might be an avenue. Yeah, that would be great. It would be great if Charles would acknowledge us. One thing, uh, that would be appreciated. It's another case where we feel like we get unfairly overlooked, but we're working our butts off to change that. So, and actually, Chris met with Charles in Washington D.C. Last year, and we were pretty well known by then. We were on all of the graphics for wallets on Cardano. A lot of people have heard of it, that sort of thing. And Charles said that he had never heard of us, and I just found that was very bizarre. If you created such a monster like Cardano, I feel like you would be aware of some of the larger projects on your blockchain. So I don't know what's going on, but I thought that was bizarre. Um, Yeah, Gero has a standout with features that other wallets on Cardano don't have. Exactly. That's why we're taking our times with the mobile app. So we've been kind of playing this game that's catch up a little bit, like Nami and well, CC Vault, CC Wallet, Eternal. They have been working on their stuff for like 2 years. We're running up on about a year now that we started in April. And we agree. So we're kind of at the point to where our wallet is going to start to branch off from the other wallets. So there's a lot of comparison over the last 6 to 9 months or so with the other wallets. But now's the point to where we're going to start branching off, and um, there's going to be a lot of changes, or sorry, a lot of differences between the wallets. Like Flint and Melcometer will be focusing more on layer twos, interoperability, that sort of thing, which we will later, but we're going to take a different approach so that we can stand out separately. Nami, like Alessandro Nami's going to be very focused on the NFT games and Space Buzz, that sort of thing. So basically, like my understanding is that he's more focused on facilitating um, his users, that sort of thing. Okay, and let's see. Pay to pay would be clutch. Absolutely, I'm very excited for that. Do you think? Do you think, with that being said, the name would be better changed? Yeah, absolutely. We are. We're going to be changing branding a little bit. We're working with a designer to kind of, I would say, adjust the branding, and then also we would change the name. Yeah, yeah, because we're going to be much more than GeroWallet. So this is just the first phase. Next phase will be the dashboard, and then the final phase will be interoperability. So things like cross-chain swapping, governance. We'll be able to decide what blockchains we're supporting. Those sorts of things. Yeah. So that, that's probably, honestly, probably next year for the kind of the final phasing. Can you tell can you tell something about the team behind GeroWallet? Size, location, current roles, and open jobs? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so where do I start? So myself, I'm one of the co-founders. I'm a UX researcher, so that's my angle with GeroWallet. I'm focused on improving technology for humans. So as we evolve, I'll be completely focused on improving the UX of the wallet. I think with the newest update will probably be the largest change for UX. So we were actually able to get a lot of UX improvements done, whereas we weren't trying to play catch up um, and try to get some of these basic features out. So in the past, we've kind of had to rush them out a little bit um, to meet the demand, I suppose. To be um, competitive. But I'm trailing off from the question here. So um, let's see. We have myself, Chris, Casas, Eve, and Panos. That's kind of like the core team that started. And we have, depends on the month, about between 16 and 19 people that are on the payroll total. So that includes the core team, devs, marketing, admin, and community. I think that covers it mostly there. Location. So I am in San Diego. Chris is in Washington, D.C., although Chris is from Cyprus. And then Kostas is in Cyprus. A lot of the dev team is from Greece, Cyprus, Egypt. So kind of that time zone. And then the rest of the team members are kind of mostly throughout North America and Europe. And current roles and open jobs. Yeah, it depends on your skills. I think we're really flexible and open to like any application. Like, feel free to throw us an application at careers@gerowallet.io. Actually, that's careers@gerowallet. Sorry, I can't remember the email. Let me check it. Well, I don't know. It's somewhere on the Twitter, but let me just give you my email. So it's just you can do roller.sean@gmail.com. All right. So the open jobs, though, really we're looking for like marketing, design, that sort of stuff. So if you have expertise in that area, that is where we need help. Is the architecture for those premium tiers for the Gero token utility already thought of? Some of them, kind of the preliminary ones, but as we get closer, we'll be doing more of the finalizing on those. So we do have to kind of prioritize resources and even brainstorming and decision making to what's most important. So kind of the bridge and the dashboard, the mobile wallets. A lot of things come up from week to week that we have to prioritize. Maybe there's a bug or the landscape of DeFi and Cardano changes. So we are kind of holding off a little bit to lock in those decisions until closer to when we get to them, because things can change. So, oh, nice, we got 100 people. Cool, very nice. That's pretty good for what, like an hour or two. So that's great. We're getting a really awesome discussion. I really love these questions, guys. Hopefully, I'm not rambling too much. I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible about like what's going on, how we feel about what's going on, those sorts of things. When will we have a mobile application? Well, I mean, on the back end, we already do, but when will we put it out publicly? I would not expect it this month. I would expect it going out next month for iOS and Android. So I already kind of talked about that a little bit, but I will add a little bit more to that. So we're going to be adding an additional feature to that. That's taking a little bit longer to put out. We want to make sure we kind of perfect the apps and not kind of rush things out. Because if we put out an app right now and all it can do is like send and receive and store, that's not as good. That's not fun. So we're going to make sure that we have the functionality that people want out of a mobile app. You mentioned interoperability. SafePal mobile wallet does a great job. I see GeroWallet heading in a direction with a better vision, interoperability in wallet swaps, partnerships with projects like. Yeah, that's so interesting that you say that, because we have a very close relationship with Nervos, and we're going to be doing something similar to what SafePal did with one of the dexes on Nervos. So yeah, we will get a lot more exposure to like the Nervos community. Very excited with that. The Nervos team, the blockchain is awesome. So I foresee us supporting Nervos in the future, and I also see them being a big part of our cross-chain interoperability functionality. Essentially, yeah, it's going to be exciting. You're not rambling. Awesome. That's good. Is it going to be DApp compatible? That's a good question. I would prefer to answer that closer to when we actually launch the apps. I have ideas around marketing social reach for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we have it public here, but we can open up like a Discord channel for ideas for anybody to kind of anybody from the community can throw out ideas, and then the team can read them, and we can brainstorm with you, or we can take them internally and brainstorm with them inside the team comms and stuff like that. We have like a
There's
Jira.
suggestions channel, Sean, where they can all
Yeah.
put their ideas in.
Yeah. I like that idea a lot. I'm very happy here. Okay. Awesome. Great to have you. Any more in-depth info about roadmap changes, how some things are taking longer than expected, what's going on behind the scenes? Yeah, I put a message out on Twitter trying to explain why things are taking longer than usual. I did that about the middle of March because we did expect things to not happen at the end of March that I think we communicated we expected to happen. So one thing that happened was when Sunday Swap launched, there was a lot of congestion issues, and it wasn't just because of them. There was just so much going on. There was the NFT drops. There wasn't as much scalability as there is now, and so what we had to do is really like redo the back end, and all of the wallets crashed. Nami, CCS, they all crashed. They all had to make new solutions. So we kind of had to rebuild, and so that was actually a massive undertaking. We've also had to assist CardStarter and MLabs with some of the bridge help, and so that takes away from our priorities as well. Even though see the bridge is a priority, and so that's why we decided to lend some help there. But it takes away from the other things that we've said that we'd like to get out. So those are the reasons. And then on top of that, I would just say that it's really hard to gauge. So as hard as we try to meet the deadlines that we've kind of suggested and we expect to meet, when we put out the roadmap, we do feel like we are able to do that. unexpected things happen. So unfortunately, things just get pushed back. Um, and I guess I want to add to that. So because Cardano is kind of an unknown space, everybody's building and learning, and that takes a lot longer too. There's not a lot of documentation or resources out there. So something that we think, oh, this will take a week or two, turns out to take a month or something because we find out new things. Um, okay. Yeah, running around for with the laptop for dApp sucks. Yeah. So the mobile apps will for sure will be dApp compatible. That is a mandatory. It's just about when. So I want to be able to answer the when closer to when we put out the apps. Yeah, Seller and Milkomeda, yeah, they're amazing. We definitely want to support that. I think we're going to be focusing. We just want to go a different way. We want to branch out from the competition a little bit, and then we'll come back around it and support all of the same things. Any intentions on getting promoted in Cardano official channels? A project for which I'm an ambassador should get featured in Cardano 360 soon. That kind of stuff would be great. Maybe when mobile apps utility are out, so you can have the community know about it. Yes. So we've actually talked with IOG. We've had an interview with everything with them. I am not sure why they aren't putting us in the Cardano 360 stuff. We would love to be a part of it. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that is decisions for them. But that would be great to have moving forward. So we are making a lot of we're working really hard to kind of get more respect in that area. So we think we don't get the respect that we deserve from maybe like core Cardano. So maybe there's good reasons for it, maybe not. We're not sure why, but we're gonna work our butts off to kind of to earn that if that's what we need to do. Would you be open to interview on a small YouTube channel? Yeah, we actually have done a lot of small YouTube channels. We've done quite a bit. Actually, we haven't done any recently though. It's about time to do another one. Living the Stag as a logo. Yeah. So the designer that made that logo, kind of the story behind that is we wanted something that showed trust because we were a financial application, something more mature, and also the background story behind the stag is like when you see the stag, it's a good omen. So we really like that. We like kind of the woodland creature kind of whimsical kind of style. So Topher kind of made that. I don't know if you've seen the video. I think it's on our YouTube. Kind of that initial video, and we loved it, and so we just rolled with that. Yeah. How do you contact me? Let's see. You can't message me on just here. I'll add you as a friend on Discord, and you can message me. So I just sent you a friend request. The aesthetic of GeroWallet is for sure one of the best things. Yeah, I love it. I will say that when we kind of transition into the dashboard, where we will have all of those features accessible, we're going to be kind of changing our branding a little bit. So just look out for that. At least that's what we plan to do. I'm not sure if we'll be able to to squeeze in all of that. But we will at least be like dropping the wallet out of her name and stuff like that. Yeah. And it'll be aligned with the current branding, but maybe the logo will change, that sort of thing. Change slightly, not dramatically. Keep the black and green, yeah. I think we have to. And kind of like the purples and the blues, kind of the cooler colors. For sure. All right. Any more questions or any thoughts? I'm happy to just kind of discuss with you guys anything you have on mind. Pretty happy with this turnout, actually. Especially, I know Charles had AMA at the same time. And Chris would like to be here, but he's actually in a meeting with M Labs discussing the bridge. So, any discussion on token burns? We're staying away from token burns. There may be, we may think about something interesting in the future. Something that I've had in mind is when users will use the token to complete transactions and they prefer to choose yeah, that's what I'm getting to, Manny, about community rewards. We may take a portion of those tokens being used, instead of burning them, putting them into like a community wallet, and then maybe we use that to reward stakers, that sort of thing. Yeah, maybe like a vault. So it'll almost, let's see, deflate the supply in a way without actually burning them. So they'll just come right back to the community. One thing I've actually been interested in is what Paribus does. So I think they refer to it as a burn mechanism, but where based on the volume, I believe that some of the tokens actually get burnt. So I'm kind of hesitant to do anything like burn related, because that's really synonymous with maybe some of these like meme coins and stuff like that. But it's something to consider at least. I know everybody would love to hear that. I think everybody would appreciate that, but I'm not sure if it's ethical or morally right. I wish the U.S. would just burn a bunch of dollars. Could you recommend a path to become a UX UI developer for someone who is making a career change from a non-tech industry into blockchain space? I'm learning C++. I'm learning Python. What should I learn? I should learn psychology. Actually, the like my master's program for UX, well, it's human factors technically. It was a very interdisciplinary program, so there were people that were transitioning from other programs. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat as I'm talking. That's why I keep saying there's people from all kinds of backgrounds that are in the program. So I suggest psychology. One thing about UX is you can do design, you can do research, you can be an architect, you can be a UX engineer. So maybe if you're learning some of the coding stuff, maybe a good pathway would be a UX engineer. And I think naturally people that are interested in improving user experience is somebody that's naturally interested in psychology and understanding the human brain and problem solving, that sort of thing. So if you look at a common UX principle is affordance. So if you've ever walked into maybe a bank or a building and it doesn't say push or pull, maybe you reach out and you go to push on the door, or maybe there's a handle and so you grab it and pull, but actually you're supposed to push it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So if you see that sort of thing and it frustrates you and you want to improve it, that's like a small thing of UX. Like you could better improve that by communication. So there's like the push or pull, but also people don't read. So it's better just to improve the handle. So instead of having a handle you pull, have one that looks like it affords you to push, that sort of thing. So if that's something, I don't know, that's just one example. If you ever go to a hotel and you can't figure out how to turn on the shower, that's another common like UX issue. So if those things are something that is interesting to you to improve, then I would say you're naturally like interested in that sort of thing, and that would be a great pathway for you. I'm late to the meet. Did you already touch base on the ERC20 to CNT bridge? Yeah, I did, but I'm happy to yeah, touch more on that. So Card Starter is the one that is running the bridge. and they are working with MLab. So we have helped, and we are doing our best to kind of help communicate things ahead of time, get people primed for it. But it is up for them to launch it and put it out. So it's honestly better if you kind of send them the questions. Bear, I'm just gonna mute you for a second here. Yeah, thank you. But it's very close. So Chris is in a meeting with MLabs right now over the bridge, and they're working on the AWS servers. So things are working. It's just about getting the final details done, and then Carstarter will be the ones announcing the bridge. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question there. I mean, I'm happy to answer more questions about that if you have them, but it is more appropriate for Carstarter to kind of handle it. Would you consider a partnership with Cornucopias? So I have known Josh before he started Cornucopias, and so we've been a large supporter of Cornucopias. I shilled the hell out of them when they were first starting. We are partnered with Cornucopias. Yep. Excuse me. Are you guys planning to get featured in a metaverse? I know of a project going live soon on the metaverse that in the land of that metaverse there are hubs or stores. Yeah, great question. So Cornucopias has reserved us a plot in Cornucopias. That's one metaverse-esque thing that we're doing. I will say that there is no metaverse. So this is controversial. So people keep throwing around this word, this metaverse, but really it's like NFT games. And it's just not built. Where's the infrastructure? Where is it? So we're a long ways away from like a true metaverse. But I know that there are things going on that they refer to metaverse. And will we be more involved with that? I would say that's really not one of our priorities right now, but landscape is changing very quickly. So, it's something that we keep in mind, but no, we're not really interested in that sort of thing right now. Let's see. Yeah, Terry, it is being recorded. I think Manny is recording it. Also, I think Manny, just a shout out here, I'm not sure, but maybe he's going to be doing a video on the AMA too, if you want to recap of things. But if you have any questions, Terry, I'm happy to answer them, even if I've already kind of talked about it. Wrap stablecoins on GeroWallet. We'll have actual Cardano native stablecoins. We'll have Jed. Wrapped, I mean, this is one of those things where things rapidly change. We have to consider that this week, how we get these wrapped stablecoins on the GeroWallet, or how do we interact with them? Yeah, bridge timing very soon. It's going to be up to Carstarter to announce that though. Android app, Android iOS apps. I wouldn't expect that this month. It's going to be more next month. Ideally, we put them out next month, but we are wanting to perfect them. We don't want to put out anything that's sloppy. We want to have the best apps out there. So we're going to take extra time. We're going to do some research. We're going to make sure we have everything that people want. And one utility that we're going to be adding, I'm 95% 95% confident none of the other apps will have this. And it's something that we have previously announced, but we haven't announced that we're going to be putting it out on mobile. So excited to put that out. I think it's going to be a game changer. Yeah, we have to start branching off away from the other wallets. So it's going to be exciting. Marketing plan. I mean, we're constantly working on marketing, so it's just about chipping away and improving awareness of GeroWallet. I mean, there's all kinds of things there. I did discuss quite a bit earlier. It's a lot, but it's very important to us. Yeah. Yeah, merch store. Yep. We've already been discussing that. I think that'll be coming out very soon, actually. If you have any ideas for merch that you want, that you feel confident about, or you just are really excited about, feel free to just like drop it in the general chat. I think we're gonna open up like a merch poll so people can vote what they want, and maybe some art too. We can do like kind of a contest, like if people maybe like top 3 winners or something. We can make some merch of their art and stuff like that. But we have a lot of plans for marketing, no doubt. Zenitsu, I don't know if you meant to have your camera on, but I did turn it off just in case you didn't mean to. You can have it on if you want to, honestly. I just, you can still see the camera. Oh, is it just for me? Oh, okay. I clicked disable. Maybe Zenitsu. Sorry, if you don't want it on, maybe turn it off. Okay. Well, no worries, but just letting you know. Yep. Now it's off. Oh wait, now it's back. Now it's off. Okay. Any other questions? I think it's been going for like an hour now, so I think we can wrap things up. If there's any final questions, thoughts, comments, anything like that, anything you guys want to discuss? When will be the next AMA? When do you guys want to have the next AMA? I think we can do them, at least bi-weekly, maybe weekly, twice a month. Yeah, I think twice a month sounds fair. With the updates that we put out to the wallet, any of the changes and stuff like that. So if we do them weekly, it seems like it's a little too often. The Mecha Stack, yeah. So I haven't talked about that actually. So what we have planned for the event is going to be May 2nd. So that's what we have penciled in for the date of the Mecha Stag. And so we will be doing a snapshot that morning. We'll put out all of the information, of course, closer to that date, but I'll give a general idea of what's going to happen. So we're going to be taking a snapshot that morning, and for those that have collected all 5 pieces of the stag NFTs, then we will be sending them a Mecha Stag to their wallet for those that have collected all of them. So if you have all of that in your wallet at the time of the snapshot, then we will automatically send you that full Mecha Stag NFT. Yeah, exactly, Manny. I think 2 times a month, and then if there's anything major, like if when the bridge goes out, we'll do like an AMA then and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's a very comfortable and healthy cadence. And also, maybe I could just add it with the Mega Stag. So we will be doing NFT staking. So we got the green light from legal. There's some concerns about staking in general, where we have to worry about, especially since I reside in the United States. But we got the green light from legal. We got that all in order. We will be working with Connects Publishing, since they're kind of experts in NFTs, to be putting out the NFT staking platform. So we're very, very excited for that. It's going to be very cool. Nothing there's nothing on Cardano that's like that. Anything similar is Wi-Fi, but we're going to be doing things differently. And honestly, it's going to be cool enough on its own that it's going to be like a standout product, but it's going to be part of our dashboard as well. And we will be supporting. It won't just be our NFTs. We'll be supporting all NFTs on Cardano. But we will also be, for those that hold GERO tokens, GERO NFTs, we will certainly be giving some benefits to them, I'd say. Just going to hang out for a couple more minutes if there's any more questions. Will the mecha parts have value after the mecha mint? They can, yeah. I think it's going to be up to the free market to decide what those values are. Or do you mean like utility? Like, will it have anything to do? Yeah, so we've put out, if you go to the GERO NFTs channel, we put out information on what the utility will be now for the for those that hold the GERO Mecha NFT. And the wallets that hold that NFT will definitely have the best perks, especially when it comes to NFT staking. But that is probably about a month, well, more than a month, 2 to 3 months, I'd say, out. We'll have to have continued benefit to keep them all. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think that's an important point to point out that the utility just doesn't lie in the mecha stack. That there is utility or other things being discussed for the other NFTs.
Yep, exactly. Just for holding the NFTs, there'll be utility as well, especially with NFT staking. So we will have to have continued benefit to keep them all, or the price will dump. Well, sure, that makes sense. Or force you to send the parts to a burn wallet. That's something we considered when with the full mecha NFT is kind of a burn mechanism where people would have to burn off all 5 of their NFTs to get the full mecha. The reason why we're hesitant on that is we didn't want to make people burn their 5 NFTs. We wanted to let them keep all of their NFTs plus the mecha. Because it's like you spend all that time to collect all of those, and then you have to burn them. You have to get rid of them. We didn't think people would really appreciate that. Can you get more than one mecha? That's actually a great question. Yeah, so if you had like 2 sets of the arms and the legs and the heads, I would say yes. Yeah. I mean, you deserve it, I would say, yeah. I don't have a 100% answer with you on that. I would have to talk to Connect Publishing. But that's a great question. I'm going to ask them about that. But I will say you should get more than one mecha if you have all the parts necessary. So I just want to make sure. I'm sure we can do that. I just want to make sure that that will be the case. There's only, I believe, there's only a total possible of like 76 mechas. It's a very very low number. Um, so I mean, we'll be able to like manually correct that for any reason. So if somebody deserves 2 of those mechas, we'll be sure to make sure they get the accurate number. And that doesn't mean like mint a new one. That just means they get the the proper number. But I think there's only 76 possible mechas, and there's going to be people that have the heads that don't have the rest of the body parts. So the number of people that have those mechas is going to be very very low. Are you guys able to know how many parts have been obtained already and how many are remaining? Yeah, that is publicly available somewhere. Actually, I think you can check on what Pool Peak. I think I'd say we're about 60 to 65% through the collection, and we have another 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks or so to go. So let's say it's probably at least like 20 more heads or so in there to get. Oh yeah, I should note that. So we are on Wing Riders. So Wing Riders is on mainnet today. If you want to check out their decks, go check that out. And yeah, you can use GeroWallet on it. So very happy that they supported us from day one. And yeah, like Rudy says, spread the word if you can. Let us know how it works on the decks too. So we tested, but we can't do as much testing as a whole community. So let us know how it works, if there's any issues, that sort of thing, so we can get them fixed ahead of time. But there shouldn't be any. So there was a weird thing that we found with MinSwap that we recently fixed, where people were having issues with harvesting, but it's all good now. All right. Well, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. I think that's enough time. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. You can, if you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, or anything at all, any thoughts, ideas, feel free to put them in the general chat, and you can tag me, and I will try to get to them when I can. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and close this off. And yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. This was a good turnout. Great questions. Really happy to answer all those questions. Some of them I forget that I need to kind of communicate to the public, so I'm really glad that you asked, so I can kind of revisit them and inform everyone. So thank you for that. And yeah, thanks for coming out. Thank you to everyone, and have a great day.